right, so let's take a look. We were talking about how basically when we added things together the way last week we would get the improper fraction 15/12. And then we kind of talked about with this when we added 1/3 plus 11/12. Blah, blah, blah. We gotta turn 3 into 12, so we're gonna multiply by 4. I'm just doing all this stuff again. 4/12 plus 11/12. All right, so we have 4/12 plus 11/12, which we know is 15/12. Remember, you can just split things up, so I know that one more 12th will make 12/12. So if I pull out 1/12 and I have 3/12 over here, then I could place the 1/12 and the 12/12 together to make one whole. And then give me 1 whole and 3/12, which I would add to my 2 originally, right? Same thing with 15/12, right? If we had 15/12, if you think about it from before, we're going to get 1 and 3/12 because when we decomposed, we'd end up with 12/12 plus 3/12, which is the same thing. So it's another way of looking at it. Also, remember last week we learned that we could also take 15 and divide it by 12. 12 goes into 15 one time, right? 12 times 1 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. So I have a remainder of 3, which means 1. My remainder becomes my numerator, and my denominator becomes my divisor becomes my denominator. Don't forget, of course, that we had the 2 over here. So when we add that to our 1 and 3/12, we get 3 and 3/12. Also, don't forget, 3/12 is not a proper fraction, or it is a proper fraction, but it's not simplified because 3 and 12 are both divisible by 3. So if we divide our numerator and denominator by 3, that would actually give us 3 and 1/4. Because 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3 and 1/4. If I got that wrong on the last problem, that's totally possible. Or on the last video, that's totally possible. Good thing we checked our work. All right, so moving on. Oop. I forget to clear this stuff sometimes. There we go. 3 and 1/2 plus 9/10. All right, so once again, let's go ahead and take the 3 off. So we're just looking at 1/2 plus 9/10. All right, and if you're thinking about a trick for 1/2, and when you're finding a common denominator, this is a shortcut, so if you understand what I'm saying, take it. But if we turn 2 into 10, we know that the numerator is always going to be half of the denominator. So 1/2 is the same thing as 5/10. 5/10 plus 9/10. All right, so remember, last week we would have got 14/10 as one way to look at it, and then we could simplify from there. Or before you get to 14/10, you could think about what would make 10/10. Well, if I split 9/10 into 4/10 and 5/10, I could combine the 2 sets of 5/10, and that would give me 1 whole, because 5/10 plus 5/10 is 10/10, and then I still have 4/10 left over. So that's the same thing as saying 1 whole and 4/10. Of course, we should simplify 4/10 because both of these are even. We can divide by 2. So our real answer is 1 and 2/5. All right. Same thing. If we had 14/10, 10/10, and 4/10 would be a way to decompose it, right? And that's the same thing as saying 1 and 4/10, which once again is the same thing as 1 and 2/5. We really need to simplify a fraction like 4/10. You should never see a numerator that's even and a denominator that's even without simplifying. All right. Then finally, if you did it with 14 divided into 10 groups, 10 goes into 1 0 times. Bring down the 4. 10 goes into 14 one time, which gives us a remainder of 4. So that means 1 is our whole number, 4 is our numerator, 10 is our denominator. Once again, 4/10 has to be simplified, so let's divide our numerator by 2 to get 2, our denominator by 2 to get 5, and we'll just keep our 1 whole the same. So it's another look at it, and then when we come back, we're going to take a look at this problem. So I want you to give this one a try on your own. 1 and 5/8 plus 3/4, and then when we come back, we will see and check our work together. Also, you could do it a little bit differently than me when we come back, so keep that in mind as well.